Good time zones, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Las Vegas Motor Speedway for round number 3 of the Average Joe Sim Racing League Contender Series. This is the Zaxxas Contracting LLC Sin City 180 live right here on the iCast Racing Network. And let me tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, we have an awesome time ahead of us here as these drivers get ready for this race here today. But before we get over there, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead here and take a look here at your current point standings for the Average Joe Sim Racing League Contender Series. Dallas Hall, he leads the field with 82 points for the Bushwhacker Racing team. And then you got Brian Day behind him, just 6 points back. And then 2 points away from Brian Day, it's going to be John Mathis with 74 points. Blake Hewlett and Ethan Van Horn will be tied there for that 4th position as we head into this round. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Mike Taylor up here in the booth. And let me tell you guys what, I'm so excited to be here, but giving these circumstances at the same time, I am not excited to be here as iCast Racing Network sends its deepest condolences out to Brandon and his family as he lost a loved one today and was not able to broadcast this race for you guys. But I've got you guys covered here on the iCast Racing Network, and I want to thank you guys so much for coming in and joining me here today. And let's go ahead, take a quick look here at a couple of your quick race information here. We are here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, right outside Las Vegas, Nevada. Your track temperature is, of course, it's 83 degrees. Track temperature is 86, so it's not too hot here in Vegas. On track, these drivers will have 3 sets of tires, 0 fast repairs to their arsenal. I apologize about that. I forgot to update that. And these guys are running on a 65% fuel limit. So that's going to be very interesting here for the race here today, as we do have drivers down on track right now, as we do have qualifying here underway. And right now, ladies and gentlemen, on top of the leaderboard, that logo is wrong. Let me get that updated here real quick. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. I had everything ready to go except that one logo. Go figure. Let me make sure I grab the right logo here for this. Yep, I got you. Alrighty, that logo should fix right there. There it is, ladies and gentlemen, up top. I apologize about that. Jeremy Wilson, he's out on track right now in his number 19 machine. He's looking to try to better his last lap time of a 3:57 in that Iron Skulls Ford Mustang. On exit here of turn number 4, let's see what Jeremy can do as he approaches the line. And he's going to run a 3:12, so he will better his time just a little bit, but not enough to make a big difference. Ethan Van Horn in that Zaxxas number 33 machine. His first lap was a 29,900. Oh, that's going to do it here for qualifying, ladies and gentlemen. So that means it is time to go trackside as we get ready to start with your starting lineup here for tonight's event here on the iCast Racing Network, which is the Zaxxas Contracting Sin City 180 live right here from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you what, we are ready to rock and roll. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look here at your starting lineup for today's event. Starting on the pole, driver of that number 31 machine. It's going to be Jonah Colbert. Joining him is going to be the 03 William Graham. Starting on the inside, row number 2, you've got that Linger Lures number 3 of Steven Linger. To his outside, the Infinity Mowing number 64 of Cody McFadden. Inside row number 3, you got that number 70 machine of Brian Day. He'll be joined by Ulrich Mathis in the Havley number 49. Inside row number 4, you got Corbett Raker in that number 47 machine. Joining him is going to be Josh Westendorf in that number 92. Inside row number 5, you got the Soundside moving number 67 machine of Dallas Hall. Joining him is going to be that Liquid Death number 66 of Bridger Webb. Inside row number 6, you got that Sony number 52 of Joshua Holt. He'll be joined by the Zaxxas number 33 of Ethan Van Horn. Inside row number 7, you got the number 97 machine of Brian Douglas. He'll be joined by Jason Rushing in that number 78 machine for Down the Rabbit Hole. Inside row number 8, you got that Red Racing number 29 of Scott Joins. He'll be joined by Jimmy Dodd in that number 5 machine. Row number 9, the number 77 of Chuck Gage. He'll be joined by Robbie Holshouser in that number 84 machine. Row number 10, Jeremy Wilson in the number 19 machine. He'll be joined by the number 8 of Paul Cox. And rounding out your field here for today, it's going to be that number 24 of Jesse Pendergrass, as we are getting ready to go green flag racing here for the very first time. Ladies and gentlemen, we are not going green this time. Alrighty, the field is coming through turns 3 and 4. Alrighty, I believe we're going to go green this time once more. As I race graphics number 31 of Jonah Colbert makes his way. There goes the pace car off into the pit road. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going green flag racing live right here on the iCast Racing Network. Here for the Zaxxas Contracting Sin City 180 live from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Jonah Colbert in that 131 machine. He's quickly taking the race lead. Steven Linger, he's going to go ahead and run single file behind him, while Brian Day and William Grant, they're going to fight it out here for the third position. Oh, Jonah Colbert is having issues in that number 31 machine. He's going to make his way down onto pit road. I think he got caught for jumping the start. So that's going to turn the race lead over to that number 3 of Steven Linger in that Linger Lures Chevrolet, while William Graham in that number 03 and his Ford Mustang is right there hot on his tracks. Just want to make sure that we're getting some really good sound here for you guys here today, as these drivers are making their way back into turn number 1 and 2 here for the third time here today. Brian Day in that number 70 machine, he is taking no prisoners as he's quickly making his moves up through the field, taking over the second spot. And let's see here, it looks like Cody McFadden, he's making a run on the outside of William Graham. Graham gets a little bit loose, had to save it, and that opens up the door here for Ultras Mathis to make a run at that heavily number 49 machine. Las Vegas Motor Speedway is a 1.5 mile speedway, ladies and gentlemen. It is a fast, long, sweeping racetrack, and if these drivers do not mind their P's and Q's, it can actually really eat up away at their tires real quick. And that's something that these drivers do not want to happen. So these guys will have to take their time as they make their way up here through the field. As we continue to watch Ulrich Mathis here make his way around this speedway, trying to hold off Josh Westendorf in that number 92 machine. Right now, he's doing a fantastic job in that number 49 machine out of Mooresville, North Carolina. Let's come back here a little bit more through the field as we got that number 66 of Bridger Webb. He's trying to work the inside of the number 29 of Scott Joins as they make their way here out of turn number 4. Not able to make the pass here in that number 66 machine, but he still got plenty of time here as we are still only working lap number 7 of 120 here today. We got a lot of great racing action going on around this speedway. I'm not even sure who I want to watch at the moment, but right now that 67 of Dallas Hall, he's up 3 spots. In that number 67 Toyota, he's up to sixth place for the moment. But right now, Scott Joins in that number 29 machine. He is your biggest mover so far, as he's moved up 5 spots on the day for the moment. As you continue to see these drivers duke it out here in Las Vegas, you know, gambling every single decision that they are making as these laps go down. As next lap, we're going to begin lap number 10, and if these drivers have not been taking care of their equipment, here in the next about 10 minutes, we're going to find out who has and who hasn't. But right now, out front, there's been a lead change in that number 60 for Cody McFadden. He is your current race leader in that Infinity moving machine. I'm sorry, mowing machine. Infinity mowing. My bad. I'm sorry, Cody. Forgive me. And Scott Jonas had his issue on exit of turn number 4. Let's come back here, take a look, see what happened to that number 29 going 3 wide. Slight contact into the grass Hold on to it. What a beautiful save. And that was really good heads-up driving there by, I believe that is Jay Rushing right behind him. So that was a really good heads-up driving there out of Jay Rushing and Scott Joins. But Joins now back in that 15th position where he started. So now he's got to refocus and start that march towards the front once more. But again, we still got over 100 laps for him to do it. So no harm, no foul. Thank you for pointing that out to me. Let me go take care of that real quick. My timing tower was moved. Why it was moved, I don't know. But that's all right. We'll get it fixed here. But I'm going to just go ahead and currently just focus on the racing action at the moment. Right now, out front, McFadden, he's out to a 1-second lead over Day. Mathis is third, Westendorf fourth, and Linger is currently in that 5th position. Okay, let's go back here and take a look and see what other action we have going on right now. Ethan Van Horten in that number 33 machine. He's moved up 3 spots. And right behind him is Robbie Holzhauser in that number 84 field. And what is that? The Hot Pickles machine. Now he's gone ahead and made his way around into the 10th position over Chuck Gage. As Gage is firing back around the outside. So as of right now, everybody is still doing everything just right. All right. Now that I am absolutely looking at it, it is driving me crazy, ladies and gentlemen. Give me just one moment here. Let me fix the tower really quick. Not exactly sure what happened with the tower, but we're going to get that fixed right here, right now. Okay, my tower is not wanting to move. Fantastic. Okay, here it is. There we go. Now I'm happy. Now you guys are happy. I'm happy. We're happy as we go back here and catch back up here with Robbie Holzhauser in that number 84 machine. He's got himself into a little bit of a mess here with Bridger Webb, Corbett Raker, Brian Douglas, Jay Rushing all up here in the mix here. As we are coming to lap number 20 of this event now. And that means next time by, ladies and gentlemen, we will be down to 100 laps to go next time by. That number 3 of Chuck Gage, I'm sorry, Stephen Linger, he started very, very strong, and now he has fallen all the way back here to that 8th spot. So Steven, so Steven Linger is actually very surprised here. Alrighty. Just pick it up here on a couple things. 3 wide out of turn number 4. They're going to go and get themselves sorted out. And Corbett Raker, he's going to move himself up to that 8th position, getting around the 77 of Chuck Gage and Steven Linger both, as they will go ahead and duke it out behind them now here for that 9th position. A lot of great racing here tonight at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Why are my logos still not working? Alright, still 3 wide almost back here for around that 10th position. These guys are not wasting any time trying to make their way towards the front of this field. As we catch back up here with Brian Douglas in that number 97 machine. He's working the inside. I believe that's going to be Robbie Holzhauser. And now he's going to get on the inside of Steven Linger in that number 3 machine on exit. Alright, yeah, now they're going to run side by side down into turns of 3 and 4. There's a battle up here for the 2nd position. Brian Day, he's got that number 49 Toyota of Ulrich Mathis all over his back bumper. But Cody McFadden, he's holding strong right now in that number 64 machine as they make their way down the back straightaway here. And here comes Ulrich Mathis on the inside. Mathis working on the inside of Brian Day, still side by side for that top spot. Still side by side here for that 2nd position on exit of turn number 2. What an incredible run these two are giving it here thus far.
You're absolutely right, Mike. This has been a wonderful show so far.
Yeah, these guys have been absolutely phenomenal. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the booth, your Season 1 champion in the Variety Pack Series, David Forch, who just happened to become a really great friend, my partner in crime, my co-commentator. He's joined us up here for a little bit in the booth before he runs off and does what he has to do for the evening. But David, you've been watching these guys the past 2 weeks, you know, not only at Phoenix, but the opener as well. You know, who do you have your eyes on for this championship early on?
You know, it's still kind of up in the air. I run in the Cup Series with these guys, so I know a couple of these drivers that moved down to the Contenders, and I have a few names on my team as well in the Contender Series. So I got a few people I'm watching, specifically because, you know, kind of close, you know, they're on my team. But yeah, I mean, Day is really strong this year. You see him sitting there up in top 3 right now. It's really anyone's guess who's going to be a strong driver this year, because a lot of the fast drivers that couldn't pull off wins but just kind of fell short in the season, they're here in the Contender Series and they're showing up. And then we got a lot of new names, and this is only race number 3. I unfortunately didn't get to see race number 2, so I'm still kind of fresh on who's the strong drivers. But right now, Dave's looking good. Mathis is surprisingly doing well. He struggled last season in the Gen 6 on Thursdays, but I mean, him and I went door to door a few times during that season, and he was really strong. But right now, I mean, he's out there rocking it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's always awesome to see, how much of a difference just a single season can make in between, a driver. Last season, as you said, Ulrich, he struggled a little bit. He was fighting with you a lot, and not up front all the time. But so far, it does seem like early on this season, that number 49 looks like they found something underneath that Toyota hood.
Yeah, I know a lot of these drivers are back at home being in the next gen NASCARs. Oh, trouble in the back. It looks like we might have a caution coming out. Yep, there it is. Look, oh, the 92 involved, the 47. Jimmy Dodd looks like he was dodging something on the apron. Not sure if he was hitting anything. But Westendorf, Josh Westendorf, he's a strong driver. One of the ones that kind of has bad luck. Had bad luck all season last season in the Gen 6s. And yeah, difficult times, but lap 32 out of 120. This is going to be just before the first stage, so I'm not quite sure how they're going to handle that. But yeah, I mean, this is interesting timing.
Absolutely, and we're gonna look high above the speedway as they exit turn number 2. Oh, that 92
Ooh.
got up into the wall, right down into the 47 machine. Woo, that was close.
Yeah, I mean, that definitely looks a lot bigger. Looks like there's some smoke going on the left side of the screen. I want to see if we can take a look at who that was. But yeah, I mean,
On the left.
that's typical for coming out of that corner. This track is one of those full, high speed tracks where, you're really on the throttle through turn 1 and 2, and you brush that wall. These cars are perfectly balanced. It upsets it, and you just go around. And when these things get upset, it's really hard to keep them in check. So we take a look here at the number 5 at Jimmy Dodd, going through turn number 1 and 2 here, coming on the back straightaway. You can kind of see smoke up ahead. He moves down, gets off the throttle a little bit. Car is still sliding
Oh,
down. Ooh, looks like the number, well, I couldn't quite see that. The blue car there getting sideways, but good job by Dodd to get around that incident pretty easily, Mike.
yeah, that was absolutely crazy. I figured out who that was real quick, and man, that was absolutely crazy. And you were talking. Oh, yeah. Let's see if we can find out who was right behind God at the moment.
Looks like that blue car right up ahead. Oh, just gets
Yeah,
down on the apron and gets it
yeah.
sideways.
I
Hard to
think that
see what
was.
number that is.
Was it the 77? No. Yep, 77
Yeah,
of
it's going to be
Chuck
the
Gage.
77 of Chuck Gage, yeah. Oh, that's significant damage to that vehicle. And I believe these guys do not have a fast repair either. I think they either have one or none. Let me see if I can find that out.
They don't have any.
They do not. Okay, so they only gave it to them at Daytona as the welcome to the league courtesy. So definitely going to make it a lot tougher for these drivers who were just involved. I mean, still early on in the run.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking through here. Maybe you can lead me to it, but I'm looking for the stages. 'Cause I'm not
Yeah, so
seeing.
stage today is going to be 35. It's under race schedule.
Yeah.
So we are at Vegas, 120
Yep.
laps in total. Stage lap is 35. So it looks like this might be the stage unless they want to have a quick shootout for it.
Only one stage lap, or only one stage.
Yes. So Contender does one stage, Cup does two stage. So if you tune in tomorrow as well, the Average Joe Sim Racing League, they have two series running simultaneously. We're looking at the Contender Series, which is pretty much the entry level. They run on Wednesdays, and then the Cup Series are on Thursdays. So, yep, Contenders have one stage, and they're a little bit shorter in length as well. So we're running 120 laps here in the Contender Series, and then tomorrow we will be running 167 laps in the Cup Series.
Okay. I definitely appreciate all that information. I don't. Again, I'm just filling in tonight here, for Brandon. I think his name was, or his. He lost a loved one today, and again, all of our hearts and prayers go out to him and his family as they grieve through this process. And I'm so happy that I was able to go ahead and jump in and fill in for him. And man, we've seen some really good racing here early on, but we're going to go back green flag racing here on lap number 35 And we're going to see if this is going to be, in fact, a one-lap shootout, as they will start going up through the gears here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Ulrich Mathis out to a very early lead. And here comes Dallas Hall in the 67. He's looking to overtake for that second position. He will get it. And Brian Day, and now I believe that's going to be the 30. I'm sorry, that's going to be Cody McFadden in the 64 holding strong on his outside.
You know, Brian Day in that number 70, he's doing a really good job at hanging on there. He's sitting in fourth place, battling with McFadden. But yeah, if you never contact caution, be out.
No,
at the start. Oh, looks like Jay Rushing is going to be involved. The series, I guess you could say, presenter in a way. He's the man behind it all. 64 right there. You see him come to a hard stop. 77 involved. That's tough. You see the number 33 of Van Horn. He's able to make it through, sitting in third. But that's tough. Yeah, the 70 of Day, I was saying, you can see through the previous corner, he was struggling to keep it under him. You can see his car going left, right, left, right, left, right. You see Rabbit Hole Motorsports right there.
He's got
struggling
that engine
to get around the track.
He's got
he's
that
probably going to
smoke.
be done. Yeah, that's a tough hit for Down the Rabbit Hole podcast, but you know they deal with this week in, week out. They're going to bounce back and come back stronger. Brian Day there, was holding on strong, but unfortunately misjudged his momentum up, I'm assuming, and caused a big one there on lap 37 out of 120 at the Z-Axis Contracting Sin City 180, brought to you by AJSRL.
Just very heartbreaking for these drivers here.
Well, that looks like an earlier crash.
47. Wait, yeah. Oh, wait, what?
Yeah, I've been giving an issue like that. Yep.
No, it's a me issue. It was a me issue. Wrong caution. Wrong caution. My bad.
But we got it here for you. See him down on the apron. Comes up and doop. Nowhere to go, Mike. That situation just sucks for everybody.
Yeah, especially that 78 of Jay Rushing. Just, you know, like you said, absolutely nowhere to go for him.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just one of those byproducts. Dude, the number 8 was also involved there. You see, we're on board on the roof cam, now on board with that Down the Rabbit Hole ride, and the number 78 Jason Rushing. Yeah, you see, no time to react, man. It's just at 160, 170 miles an hour. What do? You know, you just kind of get in there. And if we talk real quick about that, right? You see how it's a black and blue Chevy there. We invert him and I every Wednesday and Thursday. He'll be dark and I'll be light tomorrow, so I'm looking forward to that, running a white Down the Rabbit Hole scheme. So it's going to be fun for that. We take a look at Paul Cox, one of my drivers in No Mercy Mafia, one of my contender drivers there. Didn't even clock that was him. You see him in the Doug Ivy, the Ivy Designs ride there. Up against a wall, not really that significant of a situation for him, so he's going to get lucky with that. Oh, too much throttle. Ivy Designs getting that airtime.
Hey, you know what? That's just unfortunate. That's what that's what happens when you try to get moving on a banking like Las Vegas. You know, you just try to go easy into it, and it doesn't always work out for you. And yeah, so that has been absolutely crazy there.
Yeah, I agree. I can't say I haven't done things like that myself. So, you know, with those slick race tires and all that good junk, the gravity, it just happens. You know, it's a lot of horsepower to have underneath you when you're stressed out from a situation like that. But lights are out on the pace car. They're doubled up here at Las Vegas. Mathis in the lead with Hall on the outside. Two drivers who I'm relatively surprised seeing them up front. These were two drivers that were in the Gen 6 last season. They were mid to backfield during most of it. They had a couple good spells, but I'm surprised to see these guys out front. But I think these guys are going to be able to handle it pretty well. They've been cool racers all throughout the last season, but now's their time to shine here in the Contender Series.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what it boils down to. Is it, you know, these guys are all fighting for a spot up in, you know, the Cup Series that runs on Friday night. So I mean, it's all a back and forth. You want to show, these these team owners, David, like yourself and No Mercy Mafia, you're watching these guys. You're wanting to see who you can bring up into your stable next season, and it all depends on, well, how they perform here.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing, and that's kind of why this series is here. Some people might be like, oh, trouble there. Looks like we might be having a caution. No, good save so far. The 29, he's dealing with that still. Good upset. Let's see how the reemerge goes. That is crazy. That should have been a caution. You see them still beating and banging ahead of him. Paul Cox in that number 8, he's stuck in the middle, but good job by that number 29 of Joins. Beautiful save. You see a little bit of damage on the car ahead of him, but yeah,
he actually got turned.
Just a rough entry. Yeah, he gets hit on the left rear, and who is that got him? Looks like that might be a...
I don't know.
Careful who I say. Oh, look at that. Whoever it was is still beating and banging on that inside. You see him on the right side of the screen now. Man, he wasn't done. He was on a tear. He had to go.
Yeah, that was absolutely crazy. And, we've seen some, crazy saves, ourselves the past few weeks, and I think that was probably one of the best ones that we have seen in a very, very long time.
Yeah, that was absolute beauty. I mean, I saw it for a split second, and I swore it was going to be a caution, but they did a good job keeping it in line. I mean, good, nice thunder crack there in my personal life. But anyways, yeah, these drivers did a good job of keeping it green here, lap 43 out of 120. That was the only stage break at lap 35. So we're moving on up to the final run of the race where they no longer have the scheduled caution. So some of these drivers happy that didn't bring out a yellow. Some of these drivers more upset, I'm sure. But yeah, like we were talking about, Mike, yeah, the Contender Series, it might not seem like much to some, but, if you want to improve on your own personal level and you want to learn continuously, Contender Series here at the AGSRO is a really great place to start because it gives you something to drive for and something to strive and develop into. And the Cup Series is a great way to do that. A lot of the more skilled drivers are up there, and all the ones that have proven themselves are up there. And, you got a lot of steep competition, a lot of domination going on. So this series is a fun way to see who is the up-and-comers, who got the talent, who can be refined if they need to, and who wants to be refined. Because you can come into the Contender Series and just be content and run it all season long next season if you want. As long as you're not dominating, they're not going to make you move anywhere, right? This is going to be one of those series that you can either use as a stepping stone, get up into the bigger, badder prizes, or stay comfortable and just have a good time. But yeah, the Contender Series is one place to be where a lot of people have eyes on, from admins to team owners.
Yeah, and with you saying that, there's one name that comes to mind when somebody is content in running in the lower series, and that's the former driver of that number 88 pickup, Matt Crafton, in the NASCAR Truck Series. He practically, I believe he ran almost every single series since it debuted back in 1994. I think he ran every season. But, I mean, he was just so comfortable down there. He loved running. He didn't have the desire to move up. I mean, he has made some starts up in the, the Cup Series and the O'Reilly Series. But he's just so happy behind the wheel of a pickup truck. He didn't really want to move up.
Yeah, sounds like my future right there. I would love to just stay in a truck. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of your destiny to choose how you want to play it out. I mean, if you find that this field is, where you're comfortable, you're more than welcome to hang out there, as long as you're being respectful and you're not just absolutely dominating the field and creating an unfair advantage, which is why this was here in the first place.
Yeah.
They wanted to have a balanced playing field for everybody, whether you're a true average Joe or you're an average Joe aspiring to be a pro. It's up to you if you want to run hard or just run and have fun. So it's a good time out here so far, that 48 out of 120. And it's kind of funny, the race at Phoenix was actually cleaner down here in the Contender Series. We had less cautions, and it's quite a fun analysis to put into where this is kind of the lower series in consideration to like how they rank it. But these
Right.
drivers really have been putting on a show this early season so far. A couple cautions here and there, but so far a lot of hard packed action and a lot of respect.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, this is pretty much the O'Reilly series for Average Joe's, and but they are still running the same cars as you guys do on Friday nights in the Cup
Hmm.
Series.
Very
So
true.
so it's not like a huge leap and change. But going back, I want to say one more thing about people staying here in the Contender Series. You know, even if you're not the greatest driver, you can always still teach the up and coming Contender drivers, you know, how to improve their racecraft just because you've been doing it for so long down here. And I mean, I believe this
Yeah.
is what, season 4 for you guys now. Um, so
Season 4 for the general, yeah. This lower series actually is the first time it's actually been introduced. They've always ran 2 series, but they've been kind of mixing it up. Like last season was the Monday Fun Day Variety. So this is actually the first season of the Contenders. But yeah, just a note as well on that. I mean, like driving in the Contender Series also doesn't guarantee you a spot in the Cup Series.
right,
It depends on availability. If you've proven yourself and there's availability on the roster, you can join with or without a team and be a free agent. But you can also join an existing team and have kind of like a notebook to cheat on, so to speak, lean on and
right.
get the valuable information or the information you may value. So, I mean, it's just a fun little way to get involved with the league and, kind of show what you got. And, these drivers are really being impressive with it. I mean, you got Mathis sitting there up in the lead. Van Horn in the number 33. He's holding down second so far. That's a really good showing from Van Horn. He's being a good strong contender, especially towards the later runs. I've been noticing with him. He starts out pretty fast, but he hangs on, and then you see him there in that Looney Tunes Z Axis ride. He's actually the series sponsor or title sponsor today. The Z Axis team there, so he's doing a good job showing up and showing out for the Looney Tunes Z Axis and No Mercy Mafia.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And you know what? While we're on that, let's go ahead and do a little plug, shall we? Zaxxas Contracting LLC, ladies and gentlemen. Let me go ahead and pull up my information. Yeah. So this is the Zaxxas Contracting Sin City 180 being sponsored by Zaxxas Contracting LLC. Your true one-stop contracting, exquisite craftsmanship, top-tier communication, disciplined project management from start to finish. They are proudly serving Phoenix Valley, Arizona, Lake Havasu City, Arizona, and Santan Valley, Arizona. For more information, feel free to check out www.zaxxascontractingllc.com for more information about them. So definitely a good, reliable company here. If you're looking for any contracts that need to be done, go ahead and just give them a little reach out and see what Zaxxas can do for you.
Beautiful. Well, my friend Mike, I wish you the best of luck. At 56 out of 120 is where I must bid you adieu, and everyone else out there in the YouTube world. Thank you for tuning in. This is a beautiful showing, and you're in for so much more, but I do need to check out for myself.
Absolutely. Well, I want to thank you so much, David, for joining me up in the booth for the little bit that you could. It's always a pleasure having you up here, because let me tell you what, you just make it so much more entertaining when I have you around. So thank you, and we'll see you on the flip side, my friend.
No worries. Clowns usually have that effect on people. Ciao, y'all.
See you later, ladies and gentlemen. That is going to be the one, the only David Forch, your Variety Pack Series Season 1 champion, and my good buddy. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and take a look here. See if we can find some more close racing, as we do have a decent battle here for this 5th position between Bridger Webb, Dallas Hall, Corbett Raker, Jonah Colbert in that number 131 machine. Remember Jonah, he had that issue at the start of the race. He jumped the start of he jumped at the start of the race, so he did have to go and do a drive-through, which is definitely something that a lot of drivers don't want to do. I mean, well, I guess no driver really wants to do, but sometimes you just get so excited to get moving on the pole, and you're just ready, and you floor it just a little bit too early, and that will that just changes everything around. There we go. Now my logos are working correctly again. But right now, he's having a very good, strong coming up through the field. He's been able to work his way back to 7th after falling back to about 15th, 16th, or 17th, somewhere back there. And at this point in time, we do have 3 drivers out of the race. Jason Rushing in that number 78 Chevrolet, he's out of this race. The number 70 of Brian Day, he is done for the day. And Jesse Pendergrass, he has loaded his number 24 up into the hauler as well. So we are now down 3 drivers here at Las Vegas. As we jump back here a little bit more through the field, Brian Douglas trying to hold off the number 92 of Josh Westendorf. But Westendorf, he's got William Graham, Jimmy Dodd, Scott Joins all right there behind him. So we've got a good battle brewing here for that 10th position. And here comes, I believe that's William Graham. Yeah, William Graham getting a good run out of turn number 4. He's looking to take over that 10th or that 11th position. Not able to do it heading into turn 1. So no, he's going to go for the crossover here on the exit of turn 2. Side by side now, they will drag it down the back straight away. Westendorf Graham. It's going to be Graham who comes out on top. As you see, Westendorf, he will climb up the baking. And Jimmy Dodd will get down onto the inside of Westendorf. And now Westendorf and Dodd, they will drag race it. And you got Scott Joins. He's trying to make a 3-wide situation back here. But he went ahead and backed out in that number 29 machine. Still a good drag race here with Josh Westendorf and Jimmy Dodd in that number 5 machine. Westendorf holding strong on that outside for the time being. But we're coming around here to lap number 65. As we have actually just crossed over into our halfway point. Now it's Jimmy Dodd now back fighting on the inside of Josh Westendorf. Still not able to get clear of that 92 machine. This is a really great battle back here for this 12th position. Alrighty. Jimmy Dodd was finally able to get the job done on Josh Westendorf. So for now, we're going to leave this party. We're going to head back up front. Ethan Van Horn, he's in the number 33. He's made his way up into 2nd. Bridger Webb, he's got company out of Robbie Holzhauser. And Holzhauser has company out of Dallas Hall, still in that number 67 machine. And Corbett Raker, he's still here as well. Jonah Colbert, he's in striking distance here of that 3rd position. Bridger Webb starting to pull away here now as this battle intensifies right behind him for that number 4 position. But right now, Holzhauser trying to get onto the inside of Gallus Hall. But Hall making it easy as he shuts the door on him heading into turn 3. So that forces him to be single foul here down the front straightaway. And now Corbett Raker, he's looking to try to make a move as well in that number 47 machine. Holzhauser runs a little bit on the outside. That's going to possibly open up the door for a run out of Raker. But Raker not able to get the job done as Holzhauser uses that draft from the back bumper of Hall to get down the back straightaway. And Raker, he's now attacking on the inside in that number 47 machine. Holzhauser still getting a decent run out of the corners, holding on to that 5th position as he is not letting any driver get around him for the moment. Alrighty, I'm going to go ahead and touch up here on chat as we have just under 50 laps to go here at Las Vegas. Sandra Wilson says go Jeremy. V-Speed, he's here for the 131 of Jonah Colbert. He's making his way up through the field, making it back up here to that 5th position. As we do have drivers starting to come down pit road here. Let's go. Broadcaster curse. Yes, V-Speed. That happens. Stephen Blevin says it was a penalty from a previous race. Okay, I appreciate that. As we do got a caution. Oh, well, that kind of just changes everything. Let's see if we can figure out who, when, what, where, why. But something tells me it's going to be when they were coming down pit road. Let me see here. Chuck Gage in that 77. Yeah. That ain't gonna work. Hold your brakes. Chuck Gage trying to hit pit road. Robbie Holzhauser was caught up in that as well. Bridger Webb. Really unfortunate for those drivers there. But while we are under this caution, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and take one more ad break. Going to go ahead and get that set up here as these drivers are coming down pit road just to get some final touches on their machines. As a lot of you guys all do know, Average Joe Sim Racing League is presented by Down the Rabbit Hole Podcast, which episode number 28 is currently out. This week, we are revisiting the dangers of AI, from the misinformation and privacy concerns to job displacement and what happens when AI gets too powerful. Could Skynet be real? we're diving down the rabbit hole to see just how far this technology has come and where it could be headed. Watch now and subscribe for free at rabbitholepodcast.com. And just always remember, though, down the rabbit hole, where the deeper you go, the crazier it gets. So head on over to rabbitholepodcast.com. Look us up here on YouTube and over on Facebook. rabbitholepodcast.com, ladies and gentlemen. Always a good time on that show. As we are circling back around to get ready to go back green flag racing, let's go ahead and finish taking a look here at our YouTube chat. I'll go ahead and finish get caught up there as that caution came out. Alright, Shelby Sullivan says let's go number 66 of Bridger Webb. Go get him, Jeremy from Sandra still. Holshauser is the Catbird from Jay Rushing. Props for supporting. This is a tough track to survive at, so he's doing well. Absolutely. Absolutely. This is one of the hardest tracks that can eat up your tires like no tomorrow. And so that's something that we all have to be paying very close attention to, as we are not happy with the way things are looking here on track and how everyone's lined up. So we're going to go ahead and make sure everybody's in the correct order where they need to be. And then we're going to go ahead and once again drop the green flag here at Las Vegas. And for everybody who is still watching, hello and welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. I am Mike Taylor up here in the booth. I am broadcasting in here for Brandon. You would not normally see over on Hutchinson TV, but unfortunately he had a loved one pass away today and was unable to make it here. So once again, here at the iCast Racing Network, we extend our thoughts and prayers out to his family and pray for a quick heal that family member is leaving in their hearts. Do yourself a favor tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Before you go to bed, give your loved ones a big hug and kiss, because tomorrow is never promised. But with that being said, we still got to finish a race tonight here as we're getting ready to go back green flag racing. We are just about 3-0. Lights are back on the iRacing.com pace car. They said psych. Oh, someone else does the Contender series. My bad. Look, I'm still learning. All right, let's see. Yes, the pace car is off this time, ladies and gentlemen. Into the restart zone, and we are green flag racing once again here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, as these drivers are quickly getting up through the gears And just like that, Raker in that number 47 machine, he's going to get out front as they make their way down the back straightaway. As you see Josh Westendorf all over the back bumper of that 67 of Dallas Hall. And this is going to be for that third position. But so far, no advancement there for them. Let's go ahead and drop back here through the field just a little bit. See where a little bit more side-by-side racing is. But we got racing here for the race lead. Corbett Raker. I'm sorry, Jonah Colbert. He is looking for the race lead on the exit turn number 2 as they will drag race down the back straightaway here. Jonah, he is looking for redemption from his lap 1 drive-through from an issue from last race. But that just right there proves how fast that 131 machine really is, as he is now duking it out here with Corbett Raker in the number 47 for the race lead. And here comes Josh Westendorf. He's looking to the outside for second place. Really great racer for that second position now. Josh Westendorf slowly inching his way in front of that number 131 machine. Well, also the 31 that you guys see on your screens. But right now, that 92, he is getting a little bit better runs on exit. And he will actually complete the pass on Colbert for that second position. Now, Westendorf, he's going to turn his attention to your race leader of Raker. And just like that, that number 31, he's going to try his luck around the outside. Yeah, he gets one heck of a run here on exit. Contact out of turn number 2. But no harm, no foul for both of these drivers. And just like that, Colbert, he's going to try and take the position back, drifting up. Westendorf had to back it out. And now here comes Dallas Hall. He's going to make the run on Westendorf after getting major tight out of turn number 4. And now Westendorf, he's going to drop back to the 4th position. And now he's on the attack from... Oh, that's actually a lap down car. That's the 19 of Jeremy Wilson. He was currently sitting, I think that's, yeah, 2 laps back at this moment. But he was caught under caution during that brief green flag pit stops. Just as a lot of these other drivers, you know, that are currently 1 lap down. They kind of got caught under that caution that came out. Bad timing for a lot of those drivers. But, hey, you know, they're still going to try to make something else, something of it. So right now, we've got 10 cars on the lead lap. As you see Bridger Webb trying to hold off that number 33 of Ethan Van Horn in that Zaxxas Contracting LLC machine. As he's making quick work, making his way up into the 6th spot. Now working on the inside of the lap down car of Wilson. And now he can set his eyes on Scott Jones in that number 29 machine. As the 29, he's trying to make his way around Dallas Hall for that 4th position. I think Scott knows that he needs to get moving because that number 33, he is coming and he's coming fast. Here it comes that 33 of Ethan on the inside, not able to do anything with it. And so now down this back straightaway, contact for the 19 up against that outside wall. A little too far on that one, my apologies. The 19 once again bouncing hard off the outside wall. That's definitely going to cause a lot of issues for that number 19. If he takes a couple more big hits like that, he's not going to be able to move up fairly quick here. Especially if he's going to try to race for his spot back on the lead lap. Most contact out of turn number 4 between the 33 and 19. But as of right now, they're doing perfectly great. But here comes that 66 of Webb. Once again, trying the attack on the inside of the 33 of Van Horn. But Van Horn not able to get there. And Van Horn gets a heck of a run out of turn number 2. That 92, Josh Westendorf, he slipped up the track a little bit, and that kind of allowed Dallas Hall and company to close in here on him for that 3rd position. But as of right now, he's still holding strong right behind that 47 of Corbett Raker, as Jonah Colbert has retaken his top spot on the leaderboard, as Westendorf gets hard into the outside wall. 30 laps to go here at Las Vegas. It is absolutely go time for these contender drivers, as they are all wanting to win here in Las Vegas. And right now, your top, second through 7th is now a single foul here down the front straightaway. As you see, the 66 trying to work on the outside of that 67 machine. And there goes the 66 of Webb, just driving around the outside of Dallas Hall. And now he's got his eyes set on that 92 machine. But the 92 is going to cut off his momentum heading into turn number 1. And now they're looking to go possibly 3 wide on the exit of turn 2. No can do for that 66 machine, as Westendorf, he'll shut off that run. But now the 66, or I'm sorry, the 92, he's now going to try to run on the outside of Corbett Raker now for the 2nd position. Not able to get there. But right now, you got that 66 of Bridger Webb. He's all over the back bumper of Westendorf. He wants to get by as Dallas Hall and Nathan Van Horn make slight contact, as Van Horn, he'll go up the track in turns 1 and 2. And now shooting back on the outside down the back straightaway. He's looking to regain that position for that 5th spot. And right now, this is your race here for the 2nd position, ladies and gentlemen. This gaggle of cars right here is for position. 3 wide for 3rd place. That 66 now working the outside of Corbett Raker for that 3rd or 2nd position, as they make their way down the back straightaway, and they will drag race towards turn number 3. And right now, Van Horn helping with the draft for the 66, and Webb, he'll get up there in that 2nd position. Van Horn following suit of Webb, and he's going to take over that 3rd spot. So Raker, now he's going to have to back down just a little bit here as we jump back a little bit more here through the field. That number 92 of Josh Westendorf, he is continuing to fall back through the field. He's now back here in that 7th position. Let's see, who is that? That's the 97 machine working the inside. That's Brian Douglas. He's trying to get around Westendorf. He's trying to move his way back up through the field. to see if he can get his lap back, but is not able to do much with that 97 at the moment. But here comes that 84 of Holzhauser. He's starting to make moves up through the field. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. My throat keeps going extremely dry for some odd reason. But right now, Dallas Hall, he's trying to hold off that number 29 machine of Scott Joins. Scott Joins, he's had his fair of issues today, and he's moved his way back up here into the top 6. So even if that number 29 in that red racing machine cannot get into the top 5, this was still one heck of a recovery race for that number 29 driver. So really impressed here with Scott Joins in that Chevrolet today. That 67 machine, Dallas Hall, he's now working around the 47 machine. So now we've got Raker, who's starting to fall back through the field. Kind of similar to what we saw with Josh Westendorf in the number 92 machine. But catching up here with your race leader, ladies and gentlemen, that number 131 machine of Jonah Colbert out of Oklahoma City. He was your pole sitter, came down pit road to serve a penalty. And look at him now with just under 20 laps to go. He is your race leader. What a run here for Jonah Colbert. I mean, I don't know what else to say about that driver. He's fast. Driving through the field. Sounds like there's possibly some fuel saving going on. Let's ride on board here with Jonah. Let's listen in. Yep, you hear it right there, ladies and gentlemen. He is trying to save fuel, so he may feel he might not be able to make it the rest of the way. So he's trying to save enough fuel here. Let's ride on board here with Bridger Webb out of Davenport, Florida. I don't think he's worried about enough fuel because he's still rocking and rolling. And let's come back here to Ethan Van Horn in the Zaxxas number 33 machine. Yeah, he's not... Oh, no, here he comes. He's coming down pit road. Oh, the 49! He's not going to save it. Ulrich Mathis, what a wild ride to come down pit road. Almost didn't save it there. But man, that was a great entry. Let's ride on board here with Ulrich. Man, that was some sweet quick hands out of Ulrich. He's only going to lose maybe 2 or 3 seconds out of that. Which really isn't too terrible, actually. 15 laps to go as we catch back up here with Bridger Webb in that number 66 machine. So it sounds like to me that we have 2 different pit strategies going on here. Some drivers think that they are good to go to the rest of this race, but I guess we might have some drivers that may feel a little bit different, that they cannot make it the rest of the way. So only time will tell to see who is needing to hold up, who is not holding up. And as of right now, Bridger Webb in that number 66 machine, he is full throttle. He's in go time mode, as he is working hard to get around that number 131 machine of Colbert. as he wants to win this race here in Sin City. Heading back to our YouTube chat real quick, Amanda Stern, go Corbett, number 47. Raker is killing it, repping my wedding photography business. Heck yeah. Everybody go check out Amanda Stern Photography for all of your wedding photograph needs. Jay Rushing, he's definitely fast, now out front. Dang old 31, bad fast. You guys ain't lying. Jonah Colbert, he's saving fuel at this, you guys. He's saving fuel and he is still able to hold off Bridger Webb. There's not a lot of drivers that can do that. If you guys listen to that vroom, that is Colbert going in on clutch, heading into the corner. That's what you guys are hearing. And he is able to keep that 66 machine behind him. If nobody has eyes set on Jonah Colbert, you guys get your eyes on Jonah Colbert. Let's move him on up to the upper series because, man, he is wicked fast today. There's also another thing I wanted to double check here as well. So right now, Dallas Hall and John Mathis and Blake Hewlett both have wins on the season. So as of right now, if one of these two drivers here can win this race, that'll make our third driver. Yeah, that'll make our third win driver on the day. As Bridger Webb in that number 66 machine, he had to come down pit road. 8 laps to go for Jonah Colbert. There are only 4 more drivers, or 3 other drivers that are on the same pit lap as Jonah Colbert. And that is Dallas Hall, Scott Joins, and Corbett Raker in the number 47. So your top 4 all came down lap 74. Robbie Holzhauser, he came down on lap number 72. Holzhauser, he's going to have to save quite a bit of fuel if he's going to try to make it to the end of this race. But of course, that still remains to be seen. As I thought I saw a decent little battle going on up here. Now that's just some lap down cars that have those fresher tires. Paul Cox in that number 8 machine. That right there, that's your difference between old and new tires. He was able to quickly get around him, and now he's starting to pull away. It doesn't get very much on the straightaways, but there's a big difference once you hit into the corners because those tires will grip to this ground a lot easier. So just like that, he is pulling away, and now he's got his eyes set on your race leader, looking to get his lap back, or one of his laps back. Five laps to go this time by for that 131 machine of Colbert. And let me tell you what, he is absolutely doing everything he can to make sure he has enough fuel to make it to the end of this race. Battling now here for this third spot, Scott Joins and Corbett Raker, the number 47 machine. Raker, he's got the run on the outside. That's going to put Joins back into that 4th position. And now Joins, he's going to have to reset, let his tires settle down, cool off a little bit, and then possibly make a run at it here on in the final 2 laps. So that's definitely something that we're going to have to keep our eye on as this race comes to a close. Dallas Hall He is now 1.15 seconds back behind Jonah Corbett. I'm sorry, Colbert. 3 laps to go. 1 second back now. And he is absolutely sending it full throttle now. Dallas Hall in that number 67 machine. Dallas Hall, remember, Dallas is actually on top of your point standings. So this, if he could get a win here today, that's going to extend his point standings on the rest of the field. And now it's just a 0.7 second separation between Jonah Colbert and Dallas Hall. This time out of turn number 4, the white flag is in the air for Jonah Colbert. Can Jonah hold off for one more lap? Does he have enough fuel to make it to the end? As he makes his way here through turns 1 and 2, he has one more set of corners to get through. Dallas Hall, Raker on his back bumper. Colbert, I think he might be slowing just a little bit here. Out of turn number 4, he's gonna be sputtering. Jonah Colbert will take home the race win here in Sin City in that number 131 machine. He's going to go flag to flag here today at Las Vegas. What a great run out of Jonah Colbert, saving enough fuel. Dallas Hall in that number 67, great point stay for him as he will come home second. And Corbett Raker in the number 3, he will come home third here today. What a race. I wasn't sure if he was going to make it, ladies and gentlemen. I thought he was going to start puttering to the end. No, he's definitely out of fuel now, ladies and gentlemen. As we take a look here at Jonah Colbert, your race winner, as he's just cruising down to his pit stall all the way to the end of pit road. Well, he's going to try to give us a little something, but I don't think he has any left in the tank. Man, what a run here for Colbert in that number 131 Ford Mustang. And before we actually talk with our top 3, let's go ahead and take a look here at your race results. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, Jonah Colbert, he's going to be your race winner here today. Dallas Hall will come home second with Corbett Raker coming home third. Fourth is going to go to Scott Joins, and Robbie Holzhauser will be coming home fifth. Ethan Van Horn in the number 33, he'll come home sixth. To round out your top 10, it's going to be Bridger Webb, Ulrich Mathis, Cody McFadden, and William Graham. Rounding out your top 15, it's going to be Brian Douglas, Chuck Gage, Josh Westendorf, Steven Linger, Jeremy Wilson. And to round out your top 20, it's going to be Joshua Holt, Paul Cox, Jimmy Dodd, Jay Rushing, Brian Day will round out your top 20. And to round out your field today, it's going to be Jesse Pendergrass, who will be 87 laps down. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, give me just one moment here before we get ready to go talk with our race winners. Alrighty, let me go ahead and get this screen disappeared. Let's go see if we have drivers ready to talk with us. That we do. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, let's start with our third place driver. That scared the bejesus out of me, Corbett.
Yeah, I didn't tell you about that, did I?
No, you did not. But ladies and gentlemen, your third place. God, I got goosebumps, guys. Third place, Corbett Raker in that number 47 Toyota. Man, what a day for you. I think I saw you sideways, backwards at one point, maybe falling through the field, and you worked your way all the way back up here to third, man. Talk me through your race.
Yeah, started with an EOL at the beginning of the race for a penalty that we incurred last week at Phoenix. So, yeah, I had to start from the back. I knew it was going to be the tire fall off was going to be immense throughout the entire race, and I knew that patience was going to be key tonight. So, first stage working my way through. I wasn't really pushing hard, but I was letting people fall back to me, and had worked up to about, I think it was eighth or ninth. I was side by side with Westendorf trying to get that spot for eighth, I believe it was, and I think he got tight and bounced off the wall and got into me, and that's what ended the stage. So didn't end up getting stage points as a result of it, but it's better off now. So got it to the pits, reset, put a new set of boots on it, and then did it again, restarted 14th, and yeah, just tried to stay patient. By the time the next set of pit stops came around on that next caution, I realized that I might have enough to make it on fuel. I know I was within 2, maybe 3 laps. The delayed caution helped that, or the delayed green helped that a little bit, and then it was a matter of just holding on with my teammate Dallas there. And I got to give it to Jonah. He pushed me there, and I realized I was 2 laps short, and he forced me to let off before he had to save fuel for himself. So he ran a heck of a race, and I'm happy for good result for the number 47 Amanda Stern Photography Camry here.
Yeah, absolutely a very great run out of you. With that being said, is there anybody that you would like to give a shout out to before we let you go today?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to my Bushwhacker teammates, Dallas who got second, Ulrich and Josh Holt. We all had a good team run tonight. Shout out to them, and shout out to the partners I help support on the car. I got some good friends that have some good businesses. Amanda Stern Photography, Bark Easy Pet Grooming, Ryder, and Steel City Roller Derby. They all support what I do here, and I'm glad to be able to support their organizations as well. So shout out to those organizations, and also to my family and everyone at home.
Absolutely. Well, man, congratulations on one heck of a run up here to that third spot, and we will see you next week.
Sounds good. Thank you, Mike.
Absolutely, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be your third place driver of that number 47 machine, Corbett Raker. Let's go ahead and bring up driver of that number 67 sound side machine of Dallas Hall. Dallas, what a run out of you. You came up 7 spots to finish second here today. Talk me through your day as you came up through the field.
Yeah, appreciate you for having me up, man. Also, yeah, it was just starting with stage one. I mean, I like to say I like to treat the tires pretty good on all these races. So I sat back and let everybody kind of go and use their stuff, and then made my way up to the. I think it was third. I ended up out of the stage, and then but I had pace to potentially win it. I feel like, or at least challenge my teammate John for that. But so I knew that the long run was going to be the strength all day. Came in, got some tires, fell back a little more, and then kind of did it again. Just worked the way up to the front. After the last caution, we were lucky, me and Corbett, to stay out on fuel to give us a chance to pit from 1-2 and come out and try to save gas. We had exactly the number to get there, maybe a little short, so we had to save a little through. And we both decided that no one in front of us were going to make it. So big props to Jonah. That was for him to save enough while being out in clear air like that, and me not run him down until the very last lap. There was yeah, that was pretty impressive by him. So got to tip the hat. But we're happy with a good points day. Stage and third in the stage, second on the day. Hopefully get to retain the points lead and on to Sonoma next week. A little different.
Yeah, a little different indeed, but man, just overall, Dallas, man, what a wicked ride for you today in that 67 machine. Would you like to give out a shout out to help you get the job done?
Yeah, just shout out Soundside Moving, Centera, all the sponsors on the car. We got Bushwhacker Racing, the team, Corbett, John, and Josh. Had a pretty good points night for the team standings leading team. So we look to keep building up momentum and rolling through the Contender Series. So I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, absolutely. It was my pleasure to be up here and looking here at the current point standings. You do retain the point standings by 10 points over John Mathis.
All right, well, I'll be able to brag on him at least one more week, so he'll be hearing it in the team chat.
Absolutely. Alrighty, Dallas, congratulations, buddy, on your runner-up finish, and we'll see you next week in Sonoma.
Appreciate it. See you then.
Ladies and gentlemen, driver of that number 67 Soundside Moving number 67 Toyota is going to be Dallas Hall. Now, let's go ahead and bring up the driver of the hour. It's going to be that 131 machine of Jonah Colbert. Jonah, man. Started on the pole, had a survey penalty from last week, and you came back through the field like it was absolutely nothing. Man, talk me through your day today in that number 31 machine.
Well, it wasn't nothing. Those guys were pretty fast, and they were making it hard to pass 100 green. So I just kind of got lucky with some of the conditions and the way the cautions fell. We didn't have enough fuel to make it all the way to the end, and I just rolled the dice and tried to save fuel the best I could, and it ended up working out. Started running out of fuel coming out of turn 4, so a lot of luck on my side on that one.
Yeah, absolutely. When you came down for your final pit stop, how many laps did you need to end up saving there to make it to the end of this race?
It was about 3 laps short, and honestly, I wanted to save from the drop of the green flag, but I knew I kind of had to get the lead because if caution came out, I didn't want to be back in the field, or I never would have made that back up. So I fought for that lead as hard as I could, and I was able to get it, luckily, because he backed off trying to save fuel too, and that's when I just went into full save mode. And about halfway through that run, I realized that I was probably going to be another 3/4 of a lap short, so then I started shutting the motor off in the corners, which really slowed me down, but it ended up helping the car turn, so it kind of saved the right front tire. So yeah, and awesome race. Great job with those guys, especially Corbett and Dallas. They raced me clean and raced me hard, especially for that lead. We were swapping it back and forth there for a little bit, so shout out to those guys.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was watching you, and I mean, you were still saving fuel, and you were able to hold them off. But man, just what a wicked run out of you in that was that JC Race Graphics number 31. Before I let you go today, buddy, is there anybody you'd like to give a shout out to?
Yeah, thank you guys for broadcasting the series, ICAST Racing Network. Give a shout out to Dallas Hall and Corbett Raker for their performance tonight. Both those guys got a podium finish, got up here, get interviews. They, like I said, they raced me clean. Overall, it was a really good race. The whole field raced pretty clean. A couple of mistakes, but that's to be expected, you know. Still early in the season. Just want to thank everybody that helps put this league on. Jay Rush, and then JC Race Graphics, my little paint booth that I do. So, you know, if y'all need a custom scheme or whatever, y'all hit me up sometime.
Absolutely. All right, Jonah, man, congratulations on your race win here in Sin City, and we will see you next week when we head over to Sonoma.
All right, thank you guys.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, your race winner, driver of that number 131 JC Race Wraps Ford Mustang, that's going to be Jonah Colbert. Ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, that's going to do us here for today here at Las Vegas. But before we do run off, let's go ahead and take a quick look here at your current point standings. Those did not update. Let me go ahead and get this overlay a quick update here. But Dallas Hall, he continues to lead this point standings here with John Mathis currently second. Ethan Van Horn, he'll come up to that third spot. Bridger Webb fourth. And Robbie Holzhauser, he will crack himself into the top five. But ladies and gentlemen, again, this is going to do it for us today here on the ICAST Racing Network. A big, huge congratulations to that number 131 machine of Jonah Colbert for his win here in the Zaxxas Contracting LLC Sin City 180 live from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. I'm Mike Taylor up here in the booth. Thank you guys so much for spending the last couple of hours with me. And I'm going to send you guys off with a little bit of advice. Ladies and gentlemen, no matter what you do in life, have fun doing it. And if it's not fun, well, you got to go and make it fun. Life is just too short. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, you have yourself an amazing, beautiful time zones.